We are live, ready to go. This is going to be a night of having lots of drinks. It's 40 degrees. Oh, hello, live screen. Hello to you too. Hello, Crossy, how are you? It's the two lights, but the second light's on low. Is it too much? Because I can turn it down. Oh, I'm glad you're good. Hello, Zane, how are you? Is good? That's terrific. Hello, Pav, how are you? Are you melted? What temperature is it for you in Queensland, Crossy? It's 40 degrees here. I've turned the air cooler off, but I have left the fan on. It's 30 where you are. Yeah, it's 40 still. It hasn't come down any yet. It's just like, it's hot. So I actually have 2 bottles of water tonight. I've already gone through 2 today. I'm way over my limit, but in this heat, I have to extra hydrate. I'm only supposed to drink 1.5 litres a day. 25 degrees on the aircon? Yeah. Hello, Packer Crease, how are you? We're just saying how hot it is. Where I'm in Perth, it's 40 degrees today. This is the hottest day for an early December already. Perth has been breaking loads of records for high temperatures, and going to be loads more in the summer. So, yes, lots and lots of water drinking tonight. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Really, really good. As I said, I'm going to be drinking lots of water tonight and taking just lots of sips to keep hydrated because it's so hot. But when it's 40 degrees, you drink. And I can tell you, it's only water in here. There is nothing else. I haven't even got a cup of tea tonight. It's cold in Saudi Arabia. What's the temperature in Saudi? Cough, vodka, cough, gin and tonic. I'm such a wimp. I don't drink. I know. It's just like all the cool drinks. They look pretty. I dated a barman when I was much younger, and 11 degrees, yeah, that's a big difference. I wouldn't mind 11 degrees because I think you can put extra clothes on to get warm. It's really hard getting cool. I don't know, but it's winter. So, yeah, we would try these different drinks, and I go, really don't like them, don't keep bothering. I don't like the taste of alcohol. It tastes horrid. It's like I don't drink coffee. I like the smell of percolated coffee, but hate the taste of it. Don't even have like coffee cake. Weird. No alcohol, no coffee, no cigarettes for me. I'm a dull girl. So how is everybody today? You all easing into December? Rainbow cake? Why do you say rainbow cake? Because we were talking about rainbow cake for a birthday party that is coming up mid-December from the Cheesecake Shop when you said rainbow cake. You easing into rainbow cake? Oh, it is really delicious, yes. You're sorting out the multi-layered rainbow cake for the meetup. These cards are new on stream? Yes, they are. These are... You guys are doing really well picking up the different cards. I know you're getting used to certain ones. These cards belong to the Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. He is another card creator. And again, I'm very lucky. I have the 2 decks he's put out and I've had the book signed. Because I'm very lucky the group Tarot Professionals I'm in, all the deck creators actually come in and talk to us. So, yeah. But these cards are special for tonight because I'm also talking about the number 3s in numerology and tarot cards and on the Kabbalah. But I just need to check the queue for 1 second. Crossy, are you babysitting tonight? Because I know last time you didn't get your reading because you had to leave because you were babysitting. Hello, Lothra, how are you? You're not, okay. I just wanted to make sure because otherwise I was going to jump start it with your reading because I didn't want you to miss out because of the babysitting. Because I know that's, being a grandma, I know exactly what it's like. Sometimes your time's not your own because you have little ones. Lothra, lovely to see you. How is everybody? You have a good feeling about this month? I love it. I'm decked out in my gold and my white and my pearls. Starting the Christmassy look. Yeah, Anna's is on the 17th. And ever since she was born, I have never put up any decorations until after her birthday. Because I didn't think it was fair that Christmas started before her birthday. So in our household, nothing Christmassy, no decorations go up until after Layla's birthday. Because otherwise, she wouldn't have felt her birthday was special at all. Things are stable for now. I'm trying to decide if I do true for my stream. It's finding the right one though, isn't it? That's not overpoweringly too big. Glad things are stable. Adelaide, I'll sing. Oh, thank you, Anna. Yeah, I think she should do 3. It's finding one. We had a look around and we're trying to find a nice one. And couldn't. She has something in mind. It's finding it. It takes about 10-15 minutes. Ooh, okay. Anna is on the ball tonight. Thank you, Anna. You obviously saw something with the time delay because it didn't come up on the screen before you banned it, so well done. Maud is on the job. You didn't get to do your planned yelling. It was held to allow or deny. I denied a ban. Fair enough. That's why we put the 2-second delay on before it hits chat, is that you get to see it and have 2 seconds for you to make sure that you're happy with anything that goes on to chat. That you can do that. The power of the mod. Some are held for language, and that's absolutely fine. Yep. You have the deciding say. That's why you're the top mod. As it should be. Unless someone private messaged me and I tell you to ban them. Absolutely. You know, this is a safe place. It's a safe channel. I'm not saying, you know, we don't talk about adult things here, but the fact is, nobody needs to see or hear really bad language or be insulted or bullied in this place. This is a safe space, and Anna keeps it that way, and that's how we like it, because that's the whole point of having a safe channel. Anton Sugar, I'll play with colour filters on that light and see how it looks on camera. Yeah, we got extra cameras today, little ones. They're brilliant. And I know a lot of the streamers will have seen it, but for those that don't, I don't know if you can see it. Show it off, show it off.
Is that too? Yeah, it's easier than actually having to move another one.
Yeah.
I might just turn this one down a little because you're just a little bit washed down.
How do I? No, it's that one over there, I think. How does this one go down?
That's as down as it goes.
That's as down as it goes?
Yeah.
This is the little light that we've got for the green screens. That's the size of the light. So you can see next to my face, it's not a very big light, very powerful. And it comes on a stand, but the stand is telescopic, so it goes really, looks like a movie projector, yeah. But it actually goes up, this is telescopic, and it's on a USB. That's absolutely brilliant. So we've got two, because Anna and I are both going to be using green screens. So this is actually a little light. So,
good. Mood lighting.
Mood lighting. So she's now playing, because the second one
the sun comes out.
It's over there. So you'll probably see the difference as she puts the light up. She's playing now.
I don't want to blind you with it.
That's okay. Would you like? There you go. You can take this one. I can't see you now. I'm looking into it. I see the light. Mood lighting. Is it snowing over there? We're in Perth. It's 40-degree heat. It is 40 degrees today. It's definitely not snowing. Queensland was snowing on the 1st of December, but they also had hail. They've also got floods. They've also got bushfires. I think that's right, isn't it, Crossy, in different places in the state? Oh, it's Tasmania, is it? They also said, I think it was the Blue Mountains and somewhere else had snow. Yeah. Crazy, crazy weather. Crazy weather. Oh, look at that. Maybe you sort out all the cards. Okay. Ooh. So, as was very, very ably pointed out, we have some different cards on the table. And it's for a reason, because as we've been going through the different streams, I've talked to you about the suits, and we've gone through the numbers 1 and 2, what they mean. Today's the 3rd of December, and I thought it was perfect to do the number 3s, because 3 in numerology has particular meanings, as does every number in numerology. So is anybody actually born on the 3rd of a month at all? Or a number that goes down to 3? 3 is the magic number. It is the magic number in lots of ways. So I'm going to start with the 3s from the major arcana. The number 3 is the Empress. And the Empress is abundance. It's lots of prosperity. It's also a mother figure. Very much the lots of things coming to us. So it's magical in the way that it's a bit like anything you kind of put out there to the universe. The 3 is the number of bringing in more money, the job, all the nice things you want in the home, all these lovely things under the planet of Venus. So 3 with the Empress is very much Mother Earth, birthing a new project, really getting into that point where everything is building up, really building up. You've kind of had the idea, got the plans in place. This is really where you start. My daughter was born 3 days after Lady Dido. Oh, didn't know that. Didn't know that. But definitely 3s, incredible numbers. So that's the Empress. And when people see, if you ever get the Empress in one of your tarot spreads, one of your tarot readings, wonderful things are coming. It's a really lovely card of great things coming through. So that's that one. And in numerology, we can break things down to single figures, unless it's a master number, which are the double numbers of 11, 22, 33. You're lurking, Pav, that's fine. You might be at work still. You take care. So this is the number 12 in Roman numerals. You got to head home. Okay. Talk to you later. Have a safe trip. Thank you for we will have a great stream. You take care. Chat to you soon. Drive home safely. So 12, the 2 and the 1 add to 3. And the Hanged Man is also 3, but this is unlike the Empress where it's all having lots of abundance come to you. This is having a respite. This is taking a break and looking at something from a different perspective. So 3s have a different meaning with the tarot cards. So this is very much the same 3. This is bringing the abundance. This is kind of having... How many people in the queue so far? I'm sure there's room for you, Lothra. There's only 3. There's only 3. So, yeah, there is 3. Plenty of room. So, this one here gives us time to think about and see things in a different perspective. Then we have the greatest card in the deck. This is 21. Again, it adds down to 3. But the World is where you're here for moral support. You're more than welcome to go into the queue and have a reading if you'd like one, even if you want a general one, but you don't have to either. Entirely up for you. And I thank you for the moral support. So the World card, when you get that, it's saying everything's coming to fruition. All the wonderful things that you wanted are coming in. It's like a new cycle. That cycle's ending. I had last week. That's absolutely fine. But you know, you're allowed one anytime you come into the stream. Not a problem at all. So this allows us to build on everything we've done and then go the next step. And it's the victory. Everything coming together really well. So later on in the stream, we'll do these others. For now, we've done the first 3. We'll do a little bit more in the stream. And as we've actually got 3 people in the queue, we might start with the first one because that just seems a very fortuitous number. So first up we have Zane. Zane, you are first up in the queue. Crossy, you're next, and then it's Pagacrease. You're happy? That's good. So excuse me for drinking all through the actual stream, but as it's 40 degrees, I need to stay hydrated as well. So Zane, you know the drill, you have to pick a deck. So we have Tarot Grand Luxe with Believe, Tarot of Dreams with Dream, the Marchetti Tarot with Love, the Divine Legacy with Courage, the Gilded with Hope, and the Oracle of Visions with Serenity. You want a question? That's fine. If you'd like to type your question in. And then you pick a deck and I can start shuffling. You happy because you're first up in the queue tonight? Deck number 2, Tower of Dreams. If you'd like to type your question in for me, please. I have been thinking to study law in university, so will law bring me success in my future career? Okay. So should Zane study law to increase his career prospects? Should Zane study law to increase his career prospects? Whereabouts are you thinking of studying? Which university? Hello, beautiful Lana. How are you? I am fine, Lana. How are you? I'm enjoying the sunshine. It's 40 degrees, beautiful sunny day, blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. Just a little bit warm. Glad you agree. We're just about to start our first reading. And today we're also talking about threes in tarot and numerology and how they go on the Kabbalah on the Tree of Life. Okay, Zane, are you ready for your reading to start? In Egypt? Do you know which university you're thinking of studying at in particular? I'm assuming there are several that have law that you can read. You were just studying on Bina earlier. Yeah, well, today's the 3rd. It just seemed like a read, and we've done 1 and 2, so it seemed the perfect day. So I'll be looking for your input later on as you've been studying Bina. That's wonderful. Okay, Zane, we're going to start. This here is the bar in Cairo. Okay, so when you study law, to actually then become a lawyer, even when you pass, you've got to pass the bar. So this is the bar. This is you. This is what's underneath the bar. Let's see if there's anything stopping you from actually doing that. So we're going to start. First card is the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a young person, male or female, who are just learning something and often bring messages, letters. This is the perfect one for you studying law because wands are fire. It is the suit of ambition, career, passion, taking learning to a new height. Because pages are at the beginning, so they're learning. They go through the different steps to learn. They become the knight, the queen, and the king for mastery. Because it's wands, it's that sort of fire. It's having that fire in your belly to actually see something through. And I said, as it's a page, it's someone young who are starting out on a new journey, but is also looking for messages. I'm a Leo, a fire sign, absolutely brilliant. So this is really, really good. So I'd say this actually is you. I'm going to put you there, in the middle. The Eight of Wands. This is another fire sign, and this is messages coming in thick and fast. So this is very much, if you were actually going to apply, this would be the correspondence going backwards and forwards, coming back in, starting a new term, getting all the information, the study courses, all you're going to do. So this is a great one. This is saying you've certainly got the ability to start it and all the messages for getting it going, and that's a great amount of fire. That is things coming through thick and fast for you. So these two together, absolutely brilliant. The Four of Cups. This is the sign of water. This is often seen as, we're not looking down here, we're looking up here. This is obviously you looking into the future saying, is this the way I should go? You're thinking about it, quite emotional, lots of thoughts. Is it the way to go? Is this the right choice? Do I really want to do it enough? Am I really dedicated? All these things. What am I leaving behind? My old job, my skill set, maybe having to move to go to university. So even when we start a new study course at university, sometimes we have to weigh what we've got down here. Pisces moon, absolutely brilliant. So the water sign is very much with you as well. And it is really looking, going, have my heart set on this, not looking at these here. These I might have to leave behind to see what it is I really want to do. But don't forget these, because these have skill sets, are transferable, and there might be feelings and emotions that you need to rely on and to use. You will be moving for it, so it will be a big change. A big change. We then have the Four of Coins. This is Pentacles, this is the resources. This is the card of holding on to what we have. And it's very much when you start out on a new study course at university, money is often tight, and it's learning to budget. Yes, it's very much, I have to hold on to what I've got. I've got to make sure I have enough to do all the things I've got to do, my living expenses, my books, traveling, eating, paying the other bills, keeping my phone going, all of those things. So this is telling you, you know that the money will be tight. But 4 is about stability. The money is there, it's just making sure you manage it and use it wisely. Because we thought that was your clarifier or significator, I pulled another card. And I actually got the 10 of Coins. And because that was in the center card, I'm replacing it with that one, which is very much saying you don't get better resources than the 10. So far, it looks like law is going to be an absolute killer move for you to take. You will have the ability to look after yourself and make sure that you're keeping your money in check. But in the long run, it definitely will improve your prospects, your resources, and what you're going to get. And you've certainly got the ability to do it, the drive, the passion. It's very much the messages and everything are there for you to take that. 6 of Cups, again, it's the water. This is the nostalgia card. This is the looking back over. So it's very much, if you take the bar exam, you're going to be looking back at your life, to your past, the things you've learned. That might help you decide what area of law you want to go into. It might also help you realize how far you've actually come. But also to rely on family and friends and realize that although you've moved, never forget where you've come from, because there's lots of people who are there to help you along the way. There's presents, there's all these different flowers here. There is a garden of people who are really, really fond of you. They don't want to be picked and thrown away. They want to grow. The nostalgia is there, they want to grow with you in your new life. So make sure you don't leave people behind. Is there anything stopping you? We have the Queen of Swords upright. This is my favourite Queen of Swords. This is the one I use. I absolutely love it. When she's upright, the Queen of Swords is clarity, focus, logic, making decisions. When she's upside down as the air sign, it's saying the choices and the decisions, you're not quite sure if you're there yet. There's still some things you're trying to find out. There's some information that you're still not quite sure of. It's, if I get in, where am I going to live? How am I going to get the money? How am I going to study? Friendship. So there's still lots of thought to go into this. It's a very big decision to move away. Law is a huge subject. It takes a lot of focus, a lot of clarity, a lot of logic, a lot of learning, a lot of late nights learning lots of different things. Yes, the Queen of Swords is very much the card of law. She's the different octave to the Justice and the two, which are the Libra, which are very much the card of legal and justice. So when she's upside down, it's all saying it's against it. It's saying there's still some things you have to find out. Make sure you look at all the prospectus. Make sure you look at the living arrangements, what bursaries and grants you can get, who is there to help you, how are you going to still connect and communicate with family and friends, how are you going to communicate with the university. With all these messages, make sure you're very, very clear about what you're saying and that you understand what's coming back to you. Because it might be something very simple. Hello, here to help. How are you? Lovely to see you again. We're just doing our first reading and the queue is open. So this is very much telling you, make sure you dot all the I's, cross all the T's, underline everything, and make sure all the facts and figures are in order first. Everything here seems very, very positive. This is just a cautionary card to say, make sure you've got everything in place. Because no matter how intelligent you are and how well you study, law is not an easy subject. There is a lot going on with it. And it's easy to get sidetracked when you might be doing contracts or torts and going, this is so boring, this isn't the type of law I want to do. But they're the ones that you have to really think, no, I've got to learn this, I've really got to up my game. Okay? But it looks like law for you could very well be the winner. So keep us posted, let us know what's going on. Really interested to see how you go. And the universe says you will find what you seek. If you've ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. If you haven't found such a person, chances are astronomical you will. And although this is very much based on loving somebody and a relationship, what you find is what you seek, and if at the moment it's a career in law, it applies exactly the same. Exactly the same. You are more than capable of doing exactly what it is you want to do. And if that's law in Cairo, I wish you the very best of luck. Like I say, my boy is living in Egypt. Fair enough. So there'll be some support there as well. Oh, thank you for letting me read. That was a great reading to start the third with. And the third is building on things and networking and communicating and getting to that point of being stable and building on that. So that was the perfect reading for the number threes that we're talking about. It's being social, it's being with other people, it's starting to master things, it's relying on networking and communities and getting together. That was great. Absolutely brilliant. We're talking about the threes, and the Three of Cups is the card of friendships and getting together. There'll be a lot of that at university. Just because you're studying doesn't mean that you can't party a bit, doesn't mean party too much, but you'll make new friends, lots of new people, and quite often in law, people you have actually gone to university with, you will meet them all through your career. And these friendships and networks you make from the very beginning of your law career, by starting from day one, these people will be part of your life for a long time. So that was the perfect number three reading to have. Although it was the very first one, absolutely perfect. And the Three of Wands, ambition, going out somewhere else, sending yourself off to be able to have the ships come back so that they actually bring you more. Hello Eva, how are you? How are you? Lovely to see you. So both of the threes really, really resonate with your reading. So let's see who is next. Hey, Mama Luck was getting ready for my evening lake and saw that you were live. I absolutely am live. I absolutely am. It's 40 degrees here, so the background noise you might hear is the fan, and I'm drinking lots of water. So I need to stay hydrated. I'm happy for you to learn, but I'm so glad that you popped in to say hello. And for anybody else wanting, after Crossy, if you're still in Crossy, let me know because you're next up. We only have a bag of crease and then the queue is empty. So, deck one, general reading. You guys are all getting so good at this. Well done. Now someone asked me if I was going to be building up like I did for Halloween. Hello Hijab, glad you've joined the queue. With Christmassy stuff. I've got some things for the table and I will be looking at Christmas decks. It's 4 degrees for you. Whereabouts are you that it's 4 degrees? You know, 0 is nothing. But where is it 4 degrees? But that 0 is different, it really is, yeah. Colorado. That's supposed to be very pretty. I've seen some pictures on Facebook from people who've put them on there. It is summer for us, yes it is, and it's going to be really hot. For the first time ever, the Australian Meteorological Department put out a map of all of Australia in deep, deep red, which means that's as hot as the temperatures can go, and it's the first time ever in Met Bureau history, the entire country of Australia, as big as it is, has all been red all over. I believe they'll have states. Okay, caught up again, I thought I was running behind. You don't like summer? It can be hot. We're very lucky that we have an air conditioner in the house. I can take my headset and hear how much lag I have. Okay. So yeah, the air conditioning's off at the moment, but I have left the fan on, hoping it's not too loud. But I couldn't do the reading without the fan on, but I have turned the aircon off So, Crossy, this is for you. The shadow card on the deck, Crossy, is the Seven of Cups. This is the wishes or desire card. Sometimes it's an illusion of all the things that we want or the things that we think that we want, because each of these different cups has something different, and we think that by having these, the rainbows will come and everything will be miraculously better because we're going to have all these things happen. What we realize is that sometimes it's a little bit of a castle or a pie in the sky, is that we can't have all of these things at once. So what we have to do is realize taking the decision to make a choice. These almost look like they're empty, but the light's coming out, saying, these are almost like my wishes, one at a time. Exactly. It's like saying, it's a bit like having a Santa list and going, I want the computer, I want the car, I want the boat, I want the holiday, I want the new house, I want to win the lotto. It's not going to happen. It might if you win the lotto first, but generally, all of those things that we want, we have to work towards. And we take one at a time. And we can get lost in the dream state of all these things we're dreaming about, that actually what we're not doing is actively working towards getting what we want. Because these are feelings and emotions of, I will feel better when I have. It's a bit like people saying, I will be happy when I have A. I'll be happier when I have B. Happiness doesn't come from things, but we get into our head that actually we'll only be happy when we have all of these things. The two are tied together. They're not. But that can be a hard connection to break, that actually emotions, joy, happiness, they're from relationships with people, not with things. Things can create an easier life. Like in the 1920s, having a washing machine would have made things easier. But the fact is now, it's very much making sure that you focus on one thing at a time, but relationships first, material things next. Which is really hard at Christmas, because a lot of people kind of think it's all the goodies that are going to make them happy. It's actually the people that make them happy. The gifts are just that. They're an added extra. The relationships are the key factor. So, in the element of fire, we have the King of Cups, the mastery of emotions. It's someone who is able to deal with the emotions and not be inappropriate with the emotions at the wrong time. It's helping other people look after their emotions. And sometimes when we get overwhelmed with our emotions, it's realizing we have a way of reining them in, but that's a mastery of it. And sometimes we don't have it all the time, because even kings don't have control all the time. Most of the time they do. But there is nothing wrong with realizing sometimes the devil is in the detail. The devil tells us that sometimes when we're trying to work on our emotions, that actually we are locked into believing things that aren't true. Our perception, our belief ties us to something that is kind of making our emotions not as we'd like them to be. The two people here are the lovers from card 6. The devil is saying sometimes we can be so dependent on each other that we bond ourselves in a way that is unhealthy. That's people who have codependency and they feel they can't do anything because they're so codependent, they can't be without the other for a moment. We know that we are able to stand on our own. Sometimes these are patterns of behaviors, addictions, patterns of beliefs that have come from outside sources or people who create a problem that we get caught in and we're tied up in it and we don't know how to break free. That mixes up and stops us being in control of our emotions because we're actually reacting to what's going on here rather than controlling what we would normally do. So that's fire, and you don't get more fire than the devil. So that was very appropriate for the element of fire for you. We have earth. Let's see if we can ground you. We have the 6 of Cups. Different deck, different card. We see the children here. This is talking about nostalgia. It is talking about children. It is very much, you see the child here on the swing, the children's toys. Children ground us. Children do not allow us to get all uppity. There is nothing more grounding than a child saying, I need my bum wiped, please, right now. Because whether you like it or not, children are grounding. They elevate us and give us joy. Sometimes they give us a little bit of concern and despair. But more than anything, the thoughts here are when we feel, oh, thank you for joining, Lothra, that we don't have everything. It's almost like having a broken heart. But this 3 of Swords doesn't actually have the same broken heart as that 3 of Swords image. That's the normal 3 of Swords image, the broken heart. Piercing the heart, the emotions, how we feel. This one is saying, remember that swords are thoughts in our head. When we allow the thoughts to bring us down, make us feel broken, make us feel brokenhearted. Children, nostalgia of the good things in our life. That's what grounds us, that's what brings us back to earth, that's what brings us joy and takes us out of that mode to appreciating that we actually have the ability to be the king. Does that make sense? We're now going to the element of air. What is in our mind? What's going on? Beautiful cards here. Can you see we're doing the 3s today? And we have 2 3s in this reading. You've had the 3 of Swords and you have the 3 of Coins. You have the Wheel. The Wheel of Fortune is the 10. The Wheel of Fortune is things are changing for us. Always in our life, the only constant is change. This wheel is talking about the elements, how we revolve around the zodiac, but it's also letting us know that as the planets change, so do we. Hello Liliana, hello, thank you. It is 40 degrees here, I'm wearing white. I'm trying to stay cool, it's still really hot. So we have the wheel saying you are able to change things, turn things on their head and go forward. Jupiter is about, as is Venus. the planet of love and the planet of expansion. And Jupiter with the Wheel of Fortune say things are going to start taking off. Thank you. Thank you so much. The Three of Coins is saying building. This is you building on everything. This is new ideas. This is networking. This is a bit like we were saying to Zane with the fact that threes are allowing you to create new networks, new communities. I know you're doing your nursing. This is you learning a new skill. This is you becoming master of that skill, being able to take commissions on it. So when you become a nurse, it'll be, you can work in a hospital, you might be able to work private companies, do private work. There's all sorts of things. So you're changing your life. The skill set you're going to have will really start bringing things in for you and creating a big difference. Okay? I think that's going down a little bit as I'm moving. Just need a drink. Where were we? These two. You're still in time. Oh no, you can definitely join the queue, Liliana. You definitely can. Here it's proper winter. It's proper summer here, sweetheart. What temperature do you have? Because we have 40 degrees. We have the Knight of Coins, Crossy, but he's actually reversed. 1 degree. That's cold. You win the prize. That is the coldest we've had so far in the channel. So you definitely win the prize for the coldest place at the moment. The Knight of Coins is someone who is learning to manage their money and is just getting to that point where there is money there. He's going forward with it, but he really takes it slow. He lets it build. So when this is reversed like this, it's saying you're not quite at the point yet of letting the money build up. There's still things going on that aren't quite ready for you to start building up that little nest egg that you want to. It's not saying it's not going to happen. It's just saying it's just going to take a little while to start that. Now, that might happen in the new year. But for now, what's coming up is the Nine of Cups. This is family. And I know I've seen your Christmas tree. And I know the reason you're not building up any money at the moment. You just spent it on a fortune on presents for kids and the family. So this one makes a lot of sense. Because what you've done is you've actually put family, the Nine of Cups, where they're normally celebrating and in a pub or somewhere else. It's not quite the 10, which is the whole happy families gathered together. It's one step away, but you're preparing for the 10. And that's why that one's like that. So what you've done is you're preparing to make Christmas Day a really big family day. That's why you have the 9, because all the preparations are in place. That's what this is saying. It's very much in the sign of water. It's the emotions. You're trying to make everybody's dreams come true and be happy. And I know you've got little ones around, and you are just making it a true big family Christmas. And especially with the child card here, I know for you that this Christmas is all about the kiddies. It's all about the family and making everybody have an amazing time. So there's lots going on, but actually for you, I'm glad you don't have a credit card yet. Yeah, they can be a killer at Christmas because you spend the next 12 months paying them off. Well, the interest off, let alone the credit card bill. So when it's over, I know that you'll be able to be the knight upright again and start building up the coffers and managing the money. Because I know you've done that to get to the point where you can spend it. Pucker up, buttercup. Being fair and reasonable will earn you respect and admiration. But being genuinely kind will make you a total love magnet. Go for love magnet, and that's why we love you, because you are genuinely kind. And I can say that, everybody, because Crossy is Andrew is my cousin. So we're related. Here's my boy. So Crossy, I know that was a general reading, and it probably more anything confirmed of everything that's going on, and hopefully there was some things in there that actually helped a little bit. But genuinely, I think it's going to be a really good year for you next year. And things are looking up, and they'll start just gently easing up with the 10 with the wheel, and you starting to build up the skill set and the money that you'll be able to earn as you progress in your nursing career. You just go to the queue. What I've done, Anne, is I've just closed the queue for the moment because I've got Paga Crease and then I've got 4 after that. So we'll see how we go. Great. I can always open it again. You're very welcome, Andrew. You're very welcome. Hello, Heather. How are you? Lovely to see you. I've just closed the queue for a second, sweetheart, because I've got Paga Crease and then 4 more. I can open it again later. I just want to see how we go. So don't think you've missed out. I just want to see how we're going. Just to make sure I fit everybody in. And like I said, it's 40 degrees. I'm still drinking water. All the others trying to tell me I was drinking vodka and gin and tonic. Paga Crease, would you like to pick a deck? And do you want a general reading? Or do you want a question? I'm very, very good, Heather. How's things going with you? You have a question? That's fine. You type in your question, and would you like to pick a deck? And as I said, we were talking about the 3s, and in Crossy's reading, we actually had the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles come up. We'd already covered, we have the 3 of Cups, which we'd covered about the social life with Zane's, and the 3 of Wands with him going off. Which stone is the legacy? That's courage. That's courage. There's belief with the Grand Lux. There's dreams. There's love with the Marquetti. There's courage with the legacy. Hope with the Gilded. And serenity with the Oracle. You'll pick courage. We're needing the cards to help me with a bit of courage today. Will things improve with my mother in the near future? Which stone is the legacy deck? Okay. So what we're going to do is, I can say, because I can't read for your mum, so will things improve? My mother's like, what I can read about is, can the cards tell you how to improve your relationship with your mother? Is that okay? So this is about the steps you can take to improve your relationship with your mother. Yes, it is. Because I can't read for someone who's not here. As a professional tarot reader, that to read for someone who's not here is classed as third party. It goes totally against my professional ethics. But I can read on how you can improve your relationship with her, the steps you take. We bring a bit of love into this reading. The shadow card underneath is the Two of Coins. This is sometimes seen as balancing our resources, but it can also be seen as balancing energies. And this, to me, seems like the balancing of the energy and having the courage to realize what energies are at play, what emotions are at play. The coins are our everyday material things. It's our resources, it's our money, it's material possessions, it is our time, it is our energy, it is how people respond to us and how we integrate them into our life. So let's see how we can help get a greater balance rather than feeling like we're juggling and that duality. The start of the steps you can take is the Knight of Wands. This is the fire sign, this is the passion, the ambition. This often talks about career. This kind of goes in with coins because that's normally how we, from our drive and passion at work, to actually create our money, our resources. When it's to do with relationships, sometimes our drive, our ambition, our passion, what we do for a job, our career, the choices we've made, don't always sit well with other people, and it can be difficult for parents to like the choices we make as a child. They see maybe the choices you've made aren't the ones they would have made. That's what's been happening. Okay. So this is very much the Knight moving forward with drive and ambition to create the balance of what you want in your life. Because what you're hoping to get at the end from that is the Nine of Coins. This is where you're at now. This is where you want to be. You want to create a wonderful life full of happiness and abundance, a partner, a beautiful setting, a home with all the things you have worked hard for. This is what you're trying to go from here to here. This is your steps that you're taking in your life. This is the trajectory you're on. The labradorite stone allows us to, for some they say it's the psychic stone. It helps open the third eye, that chakra, but what it also does, it helps us actually bring clearer thinking and a way of looking at things objectively. And with the labradorite heart is allowing us to feel things, but also tempering them with how other people see things, and maybe us looking at it with a different perspective, a new set of eyes, shall we say. The Six of Swords here is actually based on the story of the underworld of Persephone actually going into the underworld. And sometimes, although the Six of Swords is victory, sometimes there's been darkness in that victory, that it hasn't always been easy to get there. There's been battles. The Five of Swords before is a battle. It's not a battle to the death, it's the ones we have with friends and family. And sometimes to overcome that battle and create our own victory and our own escape, we have to take our own road. We have to take our own journey and go, I'm leaving the troubled waters behind and I'm going for calmer waters, because that's what I need. It's in our thoughts, it's in our communication, it's how we react. But that heart saying, you're on the right path, when you actually have to go, I leave the troubles behind, I take a fresh route. The road less travelled, and sometimes it feels to other people that you're actually going to the darkness. Sometimes you have to get away to start afresh and go, that's how things have to be. That there has to be a little bit of darkness before you see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm like, oh, I hate it when your phone decides it wants to update and you can't stop it. Welcome back, Heather. We then have the guiding light. I'm leaving the center one to see what you need courage for. This is a star. This is saying you have the guiding light. This particular one here, the picture Jasper, has beautiful, beautiful swirls on it, and it's like this beautiful path that we go through and around, and swirling of clouds. And the light in the middle there is the star, and it's very much, the star is hope. It is a star that guides us. It is the light saying you are truly on the right path with what you're doing. You're working the right way. The traveling you're taking, leaving the troubled waters and going to the calm, you are on exactly the right path to create this in your future. This is exactly what you need to be doing. The courage. Six of Swords is the healing path. Dark water could be the subconscious, but could also be the water of womb, the first bond with the mother. Absolutely can be. And it's a hard one to break, because we don't want to break it. We always want that relationship with our mother. Sometimes mothers have to learn the relationship has to be different, taking a different path, and to understand that their children are growing up and making their own decisions. And it's hard changing from being the parent mother to being the equal adult. The Ace of Coins. This is a new start. The Ace is the resources. Again, it's very much this one here, starting. This one is saying starting afresh, new ideas. There is a way of saying, let's have a conversation about how I gain the resources, what I'm doing, because I need to explain to you that I have to do this. This is my path, and explain why you're doing it and where it's going to take you and why it's so important to you. This is a sit down talk saying, this means a lot to me. Coins and pentacles are being grounded. This is you saying, this is real. This is very much my life and where I want to be and what I'm wanting to do. And I need you as my mother to have the courage to believe in my choices. And I need to have the courage to tell you that I love you, but I still need to make my own decisions and my choices. Even if later on I look back and I go, I might have made the wrong choice at times, but they were my choices and my decisions and my mistakes to make, because that is how I will heal and grow and learn and understand what it is to grow and make my own mistakes and my own choices. But also, they might not be a mistake. They might be exactly the choices I need to make. And they might have been a risk, but I've put in the hard work and the hard yards. And in my heart, I believe I'm on the right path. So I'm asking you to have the right courage to believe me. Does that make sense, Poker Crease? It does. The Le Monde is the fox, the 14, and that's someone who can be a little bit cunning and a little bit underhanded. And it may be that someone has explained things in a way that is slightly underhanded and created a problem. It may not just actually be a problem between you and your mother. There may be another party involved who's stirring the pot. Try to focus explaining to her exactly what's going on with a very clear view by looking at the compass and explaining to her and seeing if there is somebody who's been creating waves behind your back. They may have done it unintentionally. Might just be the way they see things or they perceive things. But it might be that they have actually purposely picked out things to say or do to create a division, an inaccuracy, a little bit of underhanded and deceit. Okay? Let's pull you a universe card. And you may even know of someone who might be the fox. Having that come out might just make you go, okay, that makes sense. Prepare to be astounded. Send them love, wish them peace, see them happy. Everyone, always, forever. And prepare to be astounded. And P.S. Oh man, will you ever become a great manifester? Sometimes when we know someone may not have been doing things in our best interest, sometimes sending them love and forgiving them is not only going to astound them, but sometimes it comes back to us and it astounds us even more when we realize that by doing that, the problems magically just go away. Because sometimes the person whose approval they were seeking is actually yours. Let us know how things go, even if you do it by private message, okay? I wish you well. And I know when there's troubles with family, it makes the holiday season that little bit harder. You're very welcome, Paga Cruz. I hope it helped. And there's some steps in there that you can take. It was about career, and that sometimes when we ask a question and those cards come out, that's the cards telling you that maybe the underlying crux of the matter is actually the career, not you as the person. And I don't know what it is you do for a job, but it might be something about it or where you do it, or someone has said something, that there is something going on with the career that is an important part of the story. You're studying at the moment. What are you studying? If you don't mind me asking. Integrative medicine. Good for you. Is it a subject maybe that your mother's not quite understanding of? And maybe her understanding and knowledge of where it's going to take you. It's funny how the cards tell us what we need to hear, not what we want to hear. That's very true. It's absolutely true. I know when I was younger, I studied and became a naturopath. She wants me to get a normal job around this career. My stepfather loved me dearly, but you are in the right place. You definitely are. And when I told him I was being a naturopath, he understood about massage. He was very, very understanding of that. He understood that. But the rest of it, herbalism, homeopathy, iridology, kinesiology, all the other things I studied, could not get his head around it at all. Just could not get his head around it at all. I was going, why aren't you just doing your science degree? And I went, I'm doing that, but I'm doing this first. And he found it very difficult indeed, because he thought I was throwing my intelligence away by dealing with what he thought was an off the beaten path course. And he went, it doesn't make sense to do that at all. So yeah, he thought Crystal Visions deck on Friday. Oh, wonderful. That's a great deck. Great deck indeed. Can't wait for my new decks to arrive from Ciro. Next up, Here to Help. Oh, it is a very pretty deck. I say, excuse me for drinking so much. Hello, Here to Help, but at 40 degrees, I so need to drink. Here to Help, do you have a question? Tara Dino, you really have a gift to empower and lift people on your read. Oh, Paga Chris, thank you so much. That really means a great deal to me. Thank you. Really. Choose a deck, please, Here to Help. Thank you so much. And I hope I do that. And thank you so much for saying that. Thank you. And I may have to quote you on that. As what I may do is, again, I keep saying this and I'm not sure if everybody has heard it, but if I do a reading for you, the Serenity deck, the Oracle, absolutely. You understand the Serenity deck is an Oracle deck, it's not a Tarot deck. Just pointing that out so you can change your mind. This is an Oracle, they're Tarot. Engage life, guys, absolutely. Use Tarot to engage life, not escape it. As our wonderful Marcus Katz from Tarot Professionals always tells us. Yeah, if I do a reading for you, I can use both. I'm not rehearsing any of them. I read with any deck, and I can read with this one for you. Just some people prefer to have a tarot deck. The Oracle doesn't have the same structure as that, and I read and I interpret the pictures from this. So the images, that's absolutely fine, and the symbols. So not a problem at all. I can do both. If they're on here, I can read with them. Oracle completely fine. No, there's no deck on here. I don't know. if it's not put on this table, that's a different story. But no, everything on here, I can read for anybody. Yeah, if I've done a reading for you and you've really liked it and it's helped you, if you could email some sort of review on my reading to vera@tarotdna.com, or it's down below my email settings, then I can put that onto my website. And if you can say whether you'd recommend me to someone else and give me a 5-star rating, one being she's pretty rubbish, don't bother, to 5 being she's excellent, and if you could do that, that would be great. Whether it's a line or a paragraph or whatever you want to say, really appreciate it because it helps me, and yeah, it just makes a big difference. Ooh, I want to be seen. So let's get this Serenity reading. Here to help. Ooh, I love this one. This here is the beautiful card. He almost looks like a magician. The dove and the rings, the lights, the whole air about him. Has here the element of water. He's all about feelings. The dove of peace. It's emotions being calm, peaceful, serene. The rings here are like the magic that he brings. The lights here is like the camera lights action. You see the hands, he looks at you. He almost has the jester outfit on as if he's a magician on stage. And he has everything in his control. Like the magician in the tarot, he has the different elements all around him. But this magician is different. He shows you one face, but you have to be aware that he isn't the trickster. He isn't Mercury. He isn't the person that is actually using one hand to distract you while the other is deceiving you. So this card is telling you that the person may very well be magical, totally calm, peace, loving, caring, but be aware sometimes what you see is not always what you get. Especially in matters of the heart and romance and relationships. Because this card here, paired with this one, is actually the Swans of Love. Hello, Joe Brightmala. How are you? Thank you for cheering. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. Really do appreciate you coming in and cheering with those 100 biddies. Thank you. So here to help we have the Cherry Blossom. This is very much having a new romance, a new relationship. It's also trying to fit in. The woman here has the plumes of the swans. She's in the water with them. She's very much saying, if I'm in the same environment and I dress like the swans, does that make me a swan? He's saying, I have all the accoutrements of being a magician, does that make me a magician? These two cards are saying, very much, there are people or situations that may not be as they seem. Do not take things at face value. There is an underlying air of not everything being as it looks. There may be, coming up to the holiday season, someone trying to fit in. We'll see what the other cards say. I don't know whether this is home life or work life or friendship or a relationship, but swans mate for life. But because there's a group of them, we have the two here and these ones here. This can be a family unit, it could be a group. But there is definitely something around that isn't 100% true, accurate, and fully kosher. So these two cards in the center are putting you on notice to question or look a little bit deeper into what people tell you or say, or if something comes along that might seem too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Like buying counterfeit tarot decks off Amazon and eBay, they're not the real thing. It is deep, and it might also be something quite, hate that, yeah. It might be something quite small, but it would be something that would aggravate you terribly. It might be someone not being 100% truthful. It might not be someone saying they'll do something and they won't, or saying they can do something and they can't. There is an air of deceit or underhandedness, or things just not being what they appear to be on the surface. So that is just a It's one of those little signs that says, just kind of put your radar out a little bit further when you're around other people and go, and I don't mean to be distrustful of everybody, but you know, sometimes someone will say something and all of a sudden you go, that didn't quite vibe how it should. That's when the antenna go, just listen a little bit more. Okay? We have here the jester, who is almost like someone who has dropped his mask. This is someone who has decided that he wants to bear all. He has opened himself up. He has dropped the mask. The wands here that he would do, the acrobat, what he would do, he's totally put everything aside. It's almost like this magician is the stage magician that is trying to deceive you. This is the person who is trying to open up. And maybe this person here, when confronted, will drop the pretense and say, I actually really didn't know how to explain how I feel, because the hand coming up here to the heart is saying, I care, but I care about the truth. I need the truth. I'm in here, but I have the light and I need to be within the light. I protect myself from this, but not behind something that I can't see through. I don't put a wall up. I'm in here because I have the energy to see through what is going on. When you see it in conjunction with this card here, this is the sundial, this is the zodiac, this is the universe, this is the sky. Up here on the box, way above the clouds, it's meditation, it's contemplation, it's being totally vulnerable and open and naked, saying, this is who I am, I like where I am, I'm up here because I believe in the truth, but I also have the animals here. I believe in everything that is true and real, and the world around me gives me everything I need. Whether it's the mice or the crickets or the butterflies or the ladybirds or the fish, whatever it is, I treat everything with respect. I see everything up here. This is the reality I want. I don't accept that reality. Only when people up and are as vulnerable and show me their truth and realize that my vibration is high, will I accept them into my life. Because this I don't deal with. That I go, not interested, not for me. Unless you are up on this level, not interested. 500 or above, the vibration of love. When we vibrate at 500 and above, we bring others into us at that same vibration. When they're below, if they come in, we see through and go, on your bike, not interested. Do not care. When you've learned to work on yourself and bring yourself up to the level of love and openness, then you will come into my life and into my sphere of being. It's not being better than someone else, it's saying I respect myself enough not to deal with that. That makes sense? It is quite a deep reading, but actually this is a reading, to me, is verifying that your self-esteem and your self-worth and self-empowerment may have been something you've been struggling with, and the cards are telling you that actually you are on the right track and everything you're doing is exactly right. The mermaid here is in her element of water. She's trying to be in the element of air. She's blowing the clouds, the butterflies are there. She's saying, I can be in here for a short while, but that's not actually who I am. You'd say that's an accurate statement? The mermaid is saying, I can survive here for a very short time. Sometimes I have to deal with this and it's beyond my control. And I can be in that environment that is actually not natural to me, but I have to do it. But I don't like it. I've tried it. It's not where I am anymore. I don't want to be in that environment of air, of being who I'm not, trying to put on the facade of being something I'm not. This is who I really am. The depth, the understanding, the color, the light, the changes. All this here, being right in the element of love, understanding, caring, nurturing, the water, the element of water, of giving, that's my true element. This isn't. This is not how I am, who I am, but there are times I have to be there. It's not where I like to be, but sometimes circumstances dictate I'm there. I have to balance. The two dancers here complement each other. One is strength, one is elegance and beauty. Together, when they support each other, work together in harmony, they create the beauty of the dance. They create the strength to hold up the circle she is holding with her toe and her hand, to lift herself up and say, with the support of others, I can rise higher than I ever thought I could. The strength here says, my strength can lift you up, but I can't support you all the time. You have to come down to earth. The two of us are equal. As perfect roses are flowers, our light shines together. These pictures show that we have all the strength and the power individually, but together we create the harmony and balance. But I cannot support you at all times. You have to be able to use your own strength to stand on and be who you are. But together, when we both vibrate at this level, we connect. Does that make sense? Well put. The oracle is very different. There is no words, nothing on here. It is just the images. The point with these images is that depending on what they're with, you bring out the different facet of the image. I love this deck. I love working with it. It's because every time I read with it, the image tells me something different to go with the other cards, to build up the story narrative of what the cards are saying in harmony together. The dice are luck, but they're also gamble and risk. And I'd say it sometimes, someone has actually asked you to gamble and take a risk on them. It may or may not have worked out, but from that experience, you learnt that wasn't what you wanted. that is where you are. That you sometimes have to do. Test Lady Luck, absolutely. And this one is saying, that is where I am. But sometimes Lady Luck takes you to different places. And sometimes she gives you a mountain to climb. But the view from the top is worth it. So when Lady Luck presents herself, there may be a mountain that you have to climb. And you might breathe rarefied air for a while. But the journey will have been worth the climb. The view and what you will gain from it will have been worth the climb. The lesson will be worth it. But never gamble and take a risk on more than what you're prepared to lose. Don't hit the casino with your Christmas bonus. Did that help? And I need to pull you a universe card. It was all relatable. I'm very pleased. I love the Oracle decks. I really do. They don't have the same structure as the tarot. They allow for a much greater free-flowing intuition and interpretation and visual storytelling narrative. You know what to do. In all battles of the heart over the mind, go with your heart. The water. Because truly, it is a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. A whole lot. Not that I don't love your mind, the universe, but go with your heart. And the heart vibrates at 500 and above. So I hope that universe card helped as well, by just reiterating exactly what it is you're doing, and I'd say you're doing it right. Would you say it takes practice to follow your heart? Absolutely. It's very easy to talk ourselves out of following our heart, because there's often lots of people saying that's not the right thing to do. True story, I had a 6-week trip to England to go and see my mother-in-law with my husband and children. And we drove past a building in the village, and I looked at it and I went, if I ever came here to live, I would buy that building. That was not from my head, that was totally from my heart. The moment I saw it, I went, I want that building. 6.5, 7 years later, we had to go back to England, and it took me a year, but I got to actually rent a room in that building, and a year later I ended up buying it. And everybody thought I was a little bit crazy and I shouldn't have done it, but you know what? I didn't follow my head, I followed my heart, and it was the best decision I made. Because for that time, I did exactly what I wanted to do. I earned more money than I ever had made before. That was exactly what I needed to do, and my heart knew it the moment I saw it. But I had lots of years of people trying to talk me out of it. Sometimes our hearts don't follow reality. It's hard, but we practice it with little things first. We see that is what makes us truly happy. That's absolutely true. It is. They say if you do a job that you truly love, you never work a day because you're following your passion. I've had many different careers, and I can tell you right now, the work I did in that building, I believed to my dying day that with everything I've ever done in my life, those years, that building I worked as a massage practitioner, and I was a top paying masseuse in the world when I worked there. And it wasn't the money, because I did a lot of pro bono work for people. I loved it. It was what made me truly, truly happy, and I followed my heart. And all the jobs I've ever looked back on, and I've loved some of the things I've done, but that work, that time, that place, heaven on earth. Following my heart. Not my head, what not everybody else told me. Following my heart. Oh, thank you. Anna will tell you, it started, London, you're up next. True story, I started my business by borrowing $20 from my gas bill to go to a little shop and buy 2 towels, a carrier oil and an essential oil, and I gave a friend a massage on a deck chair in their lounge room to her husband, and she didn't believe I was a professional masseuse. So I went, I've come here with nothing. I haven't been in the country very long. I don't have a table. I don't have anything at all. I've come here with nothing. But trust me, I know what I'm doing. I work for the Sydney Olympics. I know what I'm doing. And she went, really? And I went, truly, I really do. Wind on 15 months later, and I have over 1,000 clients, and within 3 years, 4,000 clients. My hands are insured and underwritten by Lloyd's for some of the top professional athletes and Formula One drivers in the world, and including an invitation by a Saudi prince to Saudi Arabia to work. And Layla will confirm every single word of that is absolutely true. So don't give up on your dreams and listen to your heart. And I turned my business into a multi-million-dollar business, and I started with $20. And I said, I have to pay, you've got to at least pay me $20 because I've got to put it back for my gas bill. And that's a true story. And that's how I started my own business. And in 10 months became a limited company. 20 quid. And when I opened my business, everyone said, you have to get a loan. And I went, no, I haven't a loan. I did all my little massages, and it was £500, and I set up my entire business, and I went to open a bank account, and they said, how much would you like to borrow? And I went, not a cent. I didn't borrow a cent, and I got second-hand furniture, and everything went back into the business. But in 10 months, I'd earned so much money that my client, my accountant said, you have to go limited, girl, because you are just, it's ridiculous. No one makes money and goes to the point of being a sole trader to a limited company in 10 months. And I go, you follow your heart? You do. And I exactly did. Lun Lun. What deck? And do you want a general reading or a question? That's very inspiring. You're a living inspiration. I love you very much. Smooch to you too. It's very true. And I actually only did it because where I was working in a newsagent's as a manager, I slipped on the tiles and I did my knee in. And my very first 6 weeks, I had to ice my knee. So I only did the minimum amount. So I would literally, I'd lean on the massage table because I couldn't put weight on my right leg. And then as soon as they go, I'd hop on the table and I'd ice it till my next person came in. For 6 weeks, I had to ice my knee because I couldn't put any weight on it. So I started with the love sign, the Mike Eddy. Yeah, it was, you want to check into your love life? Have I asked about it yet? No. What question would you like to check into your love life? Do you have a specific question, or you just want a general love reading and see what comes up? No, because I don't have. Oh, love. I love that question. Thank you. I need to check in my love life because I don't have a love life. Just a general one about it. Oh well, that is perfect. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I really am smiling. That's brilliant. Okay. Well, first thing we're going to do is bring in the big guns for you, girl. My life's a joke. The Club of London is big. I love my life. I'm so glad. Having a relationship can add to our life. It doesn't define our life. I keep telling everybody, I'm 60, single and sassy. Loving it. That way, because that was me flipping that. I know, right? I feel content with myself, right? Absolutely. Okay. We have the Three of Cups. It was the right way and I turned it upside down. Don't mind me, I was looking at it funny. The Three of Cups is about socializing, networking, getting out. We're in the party season, we're coming up to Christmas. So, regardless of whether you're looking to meet somebody, the best way to get a love life is to get out and meet people. Because even though we can online use dating sites and apps and chat to people, if we want to actually get out and meet somebody, the Three of Cups, and we're coming up to Christmas, get yourself, oh, I never use dating apps. Well, that's good, because actually this is telling you, get out and meet people, because you can tell a lot more when you look into somebody's eyes and chat to them and see if they can actually get out there, girl. Boy, get out there. It's just actually getting out and meeting people. The greatest thing is very much getting out there and go where? Anywhere. It doesn't matter where you meet. There are work parties, there are school parties, there are Christmas do's. Whatever it is that you like to do, find a place and go. Go to the movies. Go to a Christmas fair, have a look around, meet people, start talking to people. Being social, talking to people. Never be afraid to be the first one to say, hello, how are you? My name is. They don't bite. 5 of coins. Sometimes when money is tight, socializing can be very hard, but you know what? There's loads of things to do that are free. Pretty much every city, town in the world, on their websites, the local councils, the local government, the local shire, whatever you want to call them, have what's on or events to do, or there are things online and in the papers of what's going on in your town. Going out and about, seeing things, does 2 things. It gets you knowing about your local area, going further afield, if you like to go to a winery, if you want to go to an art show. Getting out, even when you don't have money, walking around the park, sitting down, you'll be surprised, you can chat to people. If you like animals, go to one of the dog parks and chat to people with dogs, even if you don't own a dog. You can still go there and chat to people and say, oh, I don't have a dog, don't have the ability to have one at home right now, but I love dogs, and chat to people. And it doesn't matter, not the first person you're going to meet may not be the love of your life. It's getting out and learning to talk to people and getting out and realizing that there is a lot of world out there for you to go and see. So if I said to you, what are your first 2 top interests? What do you like most? You have no clue. Try thinking of something you really enjoy doing. Whether it's going to the movies, music, dancing, whatever it is you enjoy doing. Cozy places like bars. Then there are lots of bars, sometimes they're themed, sometimes there's jazz bars, sometimes there's ones that have music, karaoke. You don't have to go on your own. You can still go out with friends so that you're going out, but that doesn't mean to say you're not going to meet people. You don't have to go onto your own. You can go out with a group of friends or a group of people and say, can't sing, but let's go to karaoke night and just have some fun. I'd go for karaoke night just for the sheer laughs. And trust me, I've actually downloaded Twitch Sings. It may happen one day. You will all be sorry, but it may happen one day. Just saying. We then have the 8 of Wands. It won't be yay. Just me, it won't be yay. And I don't drink, so I can't even get in the mood. I'm just literally, it's going to be cold, stone sober. But it may happen. You would watch it. Well, maybe when I get to 250 followers, it might be a thing. It might not be a whole stream, but I may do it. I didn't say may, so that gives me a while. So it might be a thing. Oh, snap. We'll see. Because I'm just up for a laugh. I am just up for a laugh, believe me. 60 sassy? Sexy? Singing. Sounds good to me. The 7 of Wands. You get me going now? The 7 of Wands. This is little battles. And sometimes it's feeling that we're fighting off a lot of things, but we're kind of the one all alone. There's so much going on and there's all this stuff going on, and we can kind of feel a little bit isolated. And this may well be how you're feeling, is that there's a lot of things going on around you, a lot of passion, a lot of drive, a lot of people doing everything else, but you're not. And that gets us down. It's like, nothing's happening for me. Why is that? Because we counterbalance this by not going with those that create a problem, ditching those. First thing you learn when you want a relationship, know who to ditch. Know who is not your type. Know who is not going to do the right thing by you. You don't need it. You don't need the grief, you don't need the trouble, and you don't need the negativity. Don't allow yourself to be the one. Cut it all out. Absolutely. Like-minded friends, people you trust, that will go out and help you enjoy having a good time on a regular basis. Even if it's a let's go out one night and just have a few drinks at the local bar, and then let's see where else we can go to the movies or a show or a concert or whatever is going on, and find out what's going on in your area and what you'd like to do. I don't normally give homework in tarot. However, next time you come in the channel, at least one, preferably two, and if you're exceptionally good, 3 different places you might like to go to. You've kind of said a cozy place like a bar, so we'll allow that as your first. So 2 more. Okay? Allah, that is your mission if you care to choose it. This message will not self-destruct, it will take out my computer and screen. Then we have the Page of Swords. Listen, I'm blaming it on the 40-degree heat. I might be a little bit crazy tonight. Okay, so lordy, lordy, lord. Yeah. We have the Page of Swords. I better have a drink because, I think it's going to my head now. I think I'm brain fried. No, I'm actually having a great time. Are you sure you're drinking just water? You see how that I get high on life. I've never drank, and I would be the first one up on the dance floor, and I would dance in the middle of the floor without anybody. I don't care. It's ouzo. It's really not. It's really water. She did buy a slushie today. It could be my sugar high. I had a Mountain Dew slushie. It was so hot. The Page of Swords is very much about new ideas, meeting people, messages. So, meet new people, new ideas. The cost is immaterial. There are free places. Find them. Don't let people bring you down. And if they do, you know what? Ditch them. Don't want to know. We don't need that in your life. At all. Now, these were the ones that flew out. Eight of Wands. Lots of new messages, lots of new hype, lots of new things coming your way. Look out for invitations. When people know that you're willing to go out and go places, all of a sudden people go, oh great, we'll invite, or you invite them. Send emails, send messages, text. Let's go somewhere. Take action. Create the party you want to have. You have the star. It doesn't get any better. Get your social on. I like that. Get your social on. But you have the star. It's coming up to Christmas. The beautiful star. Okay? Who knows where that leading light of that star is going to take you? Your generation is so damaged socially. Some people do find it very hard. You don't know how to social? Do you know what you do in this channel when you chat? Socializing is exactly that. It is going up, having a drink and saying, how are you? My name is. I've never been here before. Do you come here often? And I don't mean really cheesy pickup lines. What I mean is, it's different here. Where are you? Where are you? Where you at? I'm coming. There you go. If you are in a small town or a small place, then find someone with a car or transport to take you to the next biggest place. Or start meeting people locally and then make a group to go out. No, you don't have to be ashamed to say that, because it is easy to talk to people we don't see face to face, but meeting new people is hard. And I'm not saying it's easy, because if you're shy, you can have social anxiety. You network events have a specific topic, absolutely. That's why I said to you, if you can find something you're interested in, then you have a topic of conversation. And the people that are there, you already have something in common with. So whether it's 10-pin bowling, and you go, I really want a 10-pin bowl, sometimes they'll put together teams. I can probably name 20 streamers I know who started streaming to help them combat social anxiety. Anna will absolutely tell you, there are a lot of people who have difficulty talking in real life. It is easier to chat behind a keyboard than real life. And you start with small hello. You're absolutely right. It's much easier being behind a screen. It's much easier without a camera and nobody has to see you, because we can kind of hide. We're not trying to really hide who we are, but what we're trying to do is protect ourselves from getting hurt and going, I don't want this wound up in a must. What if I go silent and I can't say anything? Because there'll always be someone around who will fill the silence. We judge ourselves far too much. We put too much pressure on ourselves. If you have someone who you know is a friend who will go out with you, then you're not on your own. But if you go somewhere that you enjoy going, especially, as I said, if you can find something that you like, if you go to a bar, go with a friend and just get used to going out and feeling comfortable being out first. And that's what I said, going to free events, because you're not wasting any money, and then you can go and come as you please. Don't have a problem going out, but I don't know how to meet people. Hello, how are you? My name is. And it is really that simple, and be yourself. Like, did I say the right thing? Do I look good enough? Volunteering can help. It all starts with hello. It really does, because you know how you're feeling? 99.9% of the people in there are feeling the same. There is very few people who have a lot of confidence and self-esteem to go in there and just chat to everybody. I'm extraordinarily lucky. I've lived a life where, because my family were military and I'm a military brat, I moved every year, pretty much. So I had to either have no friends or get to learn to say hello to everybody, because everywhere I went, I was the strange new girl. Saying hi, that's all it takes. Hi, how are you? My first time here. This is great. Or not what I expected. There is always someone who will chat. Always. And if you go to some place and no one comes up and says hello, you go, well, okay, I need to stay for one drink. If that's too much, just start smiling at first. Don't stay with a manic grin. Hello, how are you? That might be scary, but if you just meet someone's eye, give a little smile. Exactly. Because it isn't always easy to meet people in real life. It absolutely isn't. But when you kind of face that fear, and you've got the star leading you, and this here, the Three of Swords, those thoughts in your head, that's, yay, a smile like that, exactly. Ooh, how are you? Just kidding. The Three of Swords is very much what is holding you back. It is your thoughts that your heart will be broken even before something starts. That it's very much, I love the cheesy lines. Yeah, it can be a laugh. And you go, I'm just practicing my cheesy pickup lines, you know. So what is your worst pickup line? And you make it a laugh. Because here we have the Nine of Coins, and all of this hard work is going to get you meeting people and chatting and enjoying the company of other people. What's your sign, girl? Absolutely. There is so much as a person we each have to offer. But the hardest part about that is actually looking at ourselves and going, what am I good at? What do I like? What do I have to offer people? Is it I'm kind-hearted? Is it I have a sense of humour? Is it I've got quirky sense of humour? Is it I tell the worst jokes in the world? Is it I know great things, I've got a mind and have great facts? There are so many different things and gifts we have about ourselves that we refuse to say, I actually am worthy of someone enjoying a conversation with me. They usually don't let me in crowded places due to my sharp wit, flips, and existing long hair. Well, whip it, girl, whip it! I don't have long hair either. If you've got a sharp wit, then there's lots of places that are going to love having you around. Absolutely. Because everybody likes someone who kind of has that really clever wittiness about them. Or terrible puns. Like a mod I know. You got to do the good hair flip with attitude. Yeah. And sometimes it's faking that attitude. I love bad jokes. Yeah. Or I'm going back in my cave. Absolutely. And you can practice here. Anna does amazing puns. She really does. And I put something up. None of mine are terrible. But did you see the one I put up on Facebook? It was you know those little terrible things where you take off the numbers, the phone number to bring somebody? They had puns on them, and it was called Terrible Puns. And I posted it because I thought it was hilarious. I went, that's so funny. That's so bad, it's hilarious. No, none of yours are terrible. Mine are. And it's just, when we are ourselves, the people that laugh and cry and chat to us, they're the ones that are our tribe. They're the ones that get us. And we go, yeah. You make it, you go fake, go, yep. She actually has an emote with a face palm. I love it. So, Lala, you can do this. And to start with, it's not about getting you a love life. To start with, it's about getting you feeling that you have the beginning of a social life. Well, I need a haircut, so I'll go to the barber thinking perhaps it's a good opportunity to go out. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And don't be afraid to go and have a manicure and go somewhere for that, because I did a manicure course when a manicure, absolutely. No, I'm being serious. When I had my clinic, Anna ran the hairdressing salon next door, and it got so busy I trained as a nail tech. I know it might seem weird, but you know what? The one thing women like, seeing a man with beautifully manicured hands. Yeah, I did that. She was looking for a new hairdresser. I walked up to a stranger in Cool Air and asked where they got theirs done. My country, that ahead. Sometimes it's not. But when you start looking after yourself, you feel differently. When you have a really good haircut, when a man goes out with great cologne, looks neat and tidy, but when he has clean hands, even if the nails aren't long, but they're clean and they've at least been filed and they're not raggedy, do you know what? Women notice. Trust me, women notice. They will scope out the room, and you might not think they've seen, but they've seen your hands. I've given men manicures and pedicures, absolutely. Even if you're not into women, even if you're another man, they still like having nice hands. There is nothing wrong with having manicured hands. I don't care whether you're into men, women, whatever. The fact is, if you prefer men, even men notice manicured nails. And Drew, who was in here earlier, is also gay. My cousin. And his partner, who is actually my cousin. He's my cousin by marriage, Drew. Gerald is my actual cousin. And the first thing I noticed when I saw a picture of him was his manicured hands. And he went, like my hands looking nice. So, you should, it's life changing. You don't have to get them painted, just get them cleaned and shaped, plus a massage. It's learning to take care of yourself and realizing that actually you are worthy of looking after yourself, and it gives you that confidence to go out and going, I actually look nice. Yeah, I have short nails. Then if you're a massage therapist, physio assistant, you're used to having short nails. So I take care of my hands, even though I'm unemployed, and that's a habit. I'm exactly the same. When I was working, I could never have long nails, and I looked after them because they grew so quickly being in the oils and everything. So then you've already got lovely hands and you're looking after them. With the haircut, looking good? Absolutely. You know about self-care. We want to hear about how it goes. But think of some places to go to. And we're here for you. We're like your other family. So we have something in common, London, because I started out as a massage therapist. You'll do your best, okay. That was the business I started in that building. Lothra, you are up next. You may choose a deck and tell me whether you want a general reading or a question. Honestly, I feel like my life is yet to begin due to things happening right now. I won't give up, but I need to get past these difficulties first. Absolutely, we all have times in our life, Lan, where things aren't going right. But sometimes it's good to go back to basics. Finances, investment. Anyone you feel drawn to. Probably not the Marchetti, and probably not the Oracle. You're very welcome, Lan, for the reading, and everybody in this channel is here to support you. We all rock. Legacy looks nice. Courage. Question will be about my finances, investment. So Lothra, is this you want to know whether to make investments or a general financial, how are my finances, how can I improve my finances, how can I increase my financial streams of income? That one hit, literally hit there. I only got back on my investment. Starting to get some money. So you want to see about doing more, but before that I lost a lot. Okay. Sometimes, so I want to know if this time around. Okay. Can't guarantee that it will be. All I can say, yeah, be more settled. All I can say is we'll put the cards out asking for advice on your finances and if investing will be something that you should look into. The fours are for stability. Done 2 shadow cards. Ace of Wands is a new venture with fire, ambition, success. Normally relates to career, can be finances, but a new project getting off the ground, may be a new investment. The Strength card is having inner strength, inner belief, digging deep. I think if you're going to make a new investment, a new financial choice, you'd better totally believe. I already made plans to hang out on Friday and Saturday. Congratulations, mid-mortals. Well done, Lala. That was quick. I am so impressed with you. Where are you going? That is so good. 2 days. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Them some mad thumb skills. That was just so good. So good. I'm so proud of you. Mwah. Absolutely. That is so good. So proud of you. So proud of you. Well, I'm going to get the haircut and a walk on Friday to see what I can buy for my twin sister for our birthday, and on Saturday with my friend in a theme park. When is your birthday? Is your actual birthday on the Friday? Love the idea of going to a theme park. The 18th of December, you're a day after Anna. Happy birthday for then. Oh, that's wonderful. The day after Anna. That is so cool. And it's brilliant you've got a twin. Absolutely brilliant. And we want to hear all about it. We really do. Sagittarius with a little bit of fire, and the 15th. You've got the 15th, 17th and the 18th. There is a lot of fire in this chat room. So much fire. That's great. That's really great. I'm so pleased. Okay, Lothra. Could be the start of a new investment. Make sure you have the inner strength. In other words, make sure you're really feeling rock solid about it, that you've done your homework, and that if you invest inside, you're feeling good about it. You know it's the right decision. In your gut, you really, really know in here that it's the right decision to make. That's the first bit that's come out from the shadow cards, all right? King of Cups. Be right back. Absolutely. King of Cups is about mastering our emotions. This is saying, do not invest with your heart. Master your emotions. Don't go, oh, it sounds so good. I should hop on that investment right now. Don't invest money with your heart. Emotions and finances and investments are not the best mix. Feeling good about an investment is fine. When you know deep inside you've done all the due diligence. Because the Three of Cups this time is about networking with the right people I'm doing day trading, not every time buy and sell stocks. Okay. This here. Make sure you don't talk yourself into something because you've been told by someone else. It's a really good thing. But also make sure that you're networking with the right people to get the right information. And as a day trader, be right back, Heather, that's fine. You will understand the heart can lose your money quicker than the head. Having faith. Believing in what you're doing is a good thing. Having faith is making sure with the inner strength that you believe your decisions to be the right one because you've taken all the due diligence. Also having inner strength and faith in a higher power to know that actually things are starting to go in your favour. But don't drop a great big deal of cash into a high risk thing thinking, well, okay, this is the sure thing. Because you know high risk means very high risk of losing as well as winning. Temperance here is all about balance. Self-regulate, yeah. This is about balance. This is saying I need to balance out exactly what it is I'm investing in, how much. I'm weighing the pros and cons. I'm weighing the payback. I know what the investment is. How much am I getting back? Is it worth it? You have to be, temperance is moderation. It's more than self-regulating. It's really moderation. It's that balance and flow to make sure the cash going out matches what's coming back in. It's heart and head, making sure the two are in balance. That one isn't overreaching the other. The Six of Cups. All the cups here. Make sure you're networking and the people aren't telling you to throw your money away on something that actually is just not the right choice. Keep your emotions in check. The Six of Cups. Don't let your desires and the thoughts of what could happen of, ooh, when I was a kid, I thought this was the food is ready, so I'll go eat. I will be lurking. Absolutely fine. You take care. Enjoy what you're having. We'll see you back in a while. Ensure that what you're doing, this is the card of nostalgia. That sometimes we look back and go, if I'd have done that one, maybe I should do that one again because it didn't work then, but it might work now. Or, oh, it worked back then, I need to try it again. Sometimes our thought process can very much be deceiving because we look back with rose-colored glasses. We look with the innocence of a child rather than the mind of an adult. And when you're doing trading and stocks and bonds and investments, you can't afford a child's naivety and innocence. You've got to have the understanding and the balance of an adult and make sure that the emotions don't take over. Mastery of the emotions is important. Not letting them get out of hand. It's fine to celebrate, it's fine to network, but make sure that you've taken cognizance of all the pros and cons. But we have the wheel here, and if you're ensuring you're doing all of those things, the new project could very well, the new investment could very well be the turn the wheel turning, the change in fortunes, the expansion with Jupiter. So it's certainly not against the cards that your investment will bear fruit. It's making sure the preparation and the understanding and the knowledge of which investment to put your money onto. And I know as a day trader, that might seem a given, but if you've lost a lot of money before, you know, even with all the due diligence, things can happen. There are very few certainties in life, as they say, except for death and taxes and change. And even with investments, things can change on a dime. The wheel can turn for the company, and that may change your fortunes. That might have nothing to do with how the investment started, but how things change, depending on what area you are investing in. I know there are blue chip stocks, and I know there are commodities, and there are other things that you can invest in. It used to be you could invest in property and it was safe as houses. That's not the case anymore. So investing in whatever it is that you want to do, you're uniquely in the right place as a trader to make sure you're doing currency. That's even harder. Knowing how currency can change with political situations across the world, currency is not an easy thing to trade in. So you have to be even more aware. Not getting political, but I know with elections and a few other things going on in different parts of the world, the mice are saying, follow the news non-stop. I bet you do. I bet you do. With so many things going on at the moment that affect currency, you would have to be very well aware and look for that. The mice are saying little bits are being taken out of the income. So it's saying there's going to be little drops and little things. That's telling you to be really, really cautious with what you do your money, because it won't be a big loss, it'll be little losses, but over time, and it will take away the base income you're starting with. The magnifying glass, you've got to look at every detail to stop that happening, so that the currency that you're using and what you're doing isn't actually being nibbled away by different things happening, so that when you actually go to get your investment, you have less than what you started with and you're taking a loss. The key in the cage, you can open that cage and really let things loose. The rose in there is passion, it's love. You can really unlock the key to what is going to bring you happiness, success and love, and what it is you're after, which is good investments. Key is also knowledge. The compass, the magnifying glass. It's ensuring you have the knowledge to stop that happening. Because otherwise, your health, if you have a lot more bad investments and lose, will be compromised. You're fearful that actually at the moment, if you make the wrong investment, you're going to lose a lot more than you bargained for, and a lot more than you're able to lose. There is a message coming along, the rider. That message may help you make the decision on which investment to look at. But that is also the news. That is also what is going on in the world. So you're doing the right thing following the news But look out for messages, look out for all the information coming to you to make the right decision. So it's not clear cut and dry, because the question you asked about, this message has been on the cards every time. Yeah. The rider is an important one. It's saying things can change on the message, because as the rider goes from place to place within the journey, the message can change. The meaning can change, because the cards are a snapshot in this time. As the rider moves through the reading, as the messages come to you, circumstances can change, and that message, by the time you get it, applied by the time it was sent, even 24 hours can make a difference. Because you know, with the news and with currency, 24 hours, it can make a huge difference. The currencies of the world at the moment, high risk, high reward, high risk. But with so much going on, you are throwing the dice unless you do due diligence. And every single one of those facets is something that you have to figure out before you make the investment. Because otherwise, it's a crapshoot. Make sense? I'll draw you a universe card. I think you deserve one. I'm using strategy, so it's not really a toss of a dice. What I'm saying is, without the strategy and without using all of your knowledge, that's when it becomes a toss of a dice. That's when the emotions take over and you go, this is the one I'm going to go for, without all that. That's what I was getting across. I know you're a trader and you'll have a strategy there, but it's when you let emotions take over without doing all that due diligence and making sure that your strategy is the correct one. And maybe the mice are telling you to keep looking at your strategy and seeing if it needs amending or changing, and that you're not losing things out because you haven't. Nice to see you back, HT. Because you're not rejigging your strategy because of what's going on in the world. There isn't a soul on the planet who doesn't crave your approval. The only difference between a friend and a foe is that you've decided where love can grow. The universe. That's telling you, friends and foes, good people, bad people, you decide who and what they are, especially if they're ones who have been giving you advice. Make sure you choose the right ones to give you the right advice if you're gaining help, and that's part of your strategy. Dinner with the family, getting my new cards early. Oh, lovely. Did that help at all, Lothra? Thank you. I know it's very difficult when the cards aren't clear and cut, but it's almost impossible with no, she has new light on it, but also a new cam isn't here yet. I didn't see that. It's oh, Leo, have we changed the camera today? No, we've got a small light that we're going to use. It's a bit over bright, you think? I thought it was much brighter. Yeah, we're just trying out the camera over there. That's actually going to be for the green light. We were just checking it out. It's just actually because of the way it is. It was lighting up those really well. Well, the thing that is low on the faith department, even though the strategy is working and all, That's fair enough. That's good. And sometimes with the work you're doing, it's nice to have faith. White colours are different today. Okay. And it's because I'm wearing white as well, probably. It's a little bit different. The small cam is good and the main screen is a bit super bright. You can turn it down and if you want to, if it's a bit super bright. I agree. Yeah. Just do you want to switch it down? As I said, it's actually bought for when we get the green screen, because when we get the green screen, it needs a light, because otherwise I will throw shadow on the green screen. So we were actually just playing with the lights beforehand. Because until we sort these things out and try them, we don't know.
So we have it kind of straight, so it's on you at the moment. What if I tilt that down a bit?
No, I think it's actually just the brightness of it on me, but especially wearing the white.
How's that? Also just a bit down.
Take it down to 1.
Yeah, that's 10%. Also just so it's not quite on your face, or is that?
Yeah. And Anna's just taking it down. I think it's actually bright. Turn it off. I think it might actually be 2. You are such a great team. Okay, that's the light actually off. So the light now is totally off.
Well, we have 1.
Yes, it's too much on me. Yeah, I think.
That's why I tried tilting it down a bit as well.
No, I think it's too bright, that one. I mean, because it'll be actually on the screen, not on me next time, so I think we can turn it off on me. Yeah. She's radiant. Thank you, Lothra. No, it's just us actually still bright on you, sort of washes you out.
I think it's just the white on the white on the white, because white chair and white background.
Yeah. What we think it is today I'm wearing white and the wall is white, which is why we're going to be getting a green screen. Yeah, I think that's what it is, because I'm actually wearing white and that one is onto here. But I think it's just because I'm actually wearing white today.
Somebody about to say I'm making it too dark now.
Yeah, and yeah, that'd be too dark. Yeah, just up a little bit or else I can't see what I'm doing down there. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just I normally don't wear crimson white. It's just been so hot. I've been wearing white today to try to feel a little bit cooler. So I think that's what it is. It's the white, and I'm on a white chair, and we have the white background. So when we've got the green background, that'll make a difference. Yeah. But again, if you don't tell us, it's hard to know because I can't see what's happening in that regard. So it's nice to get the feedback, and that's what we need is honest feedback. But Lothra, I love you so because I'm radiant. I like that a lot. I'm going to take that. 100% I'm going to take that. Liliana, you're up next. So you may pick a deck and tell me if you want a general reading or if you need a question answered. Now Heather, Liliana was the last one in the queue for when I closed it. Did you want a reading? Can I see your decks properly? Do you mind repeating them? Yep. I have Tarot Grand Lux with Believe, Tarot of Dreams with Dreams, definitely general. So you have Tarot Grand Lux, that's fine Heather. Tarot of Dreams, the Marchetti Tarot for Love, the Legacy of the Divine with Courage, the Gilded with Hope, or the Oracle of Vision Serenity. Or if you want, I can do you Kipper or Lenormand. That's all right. No, I'm just giving you the choice, because when you came in, I closed it, not knowing. That's fine. The love one, the Marchetti. You're very welcome. I don't blame you. It still feels really hot in here, even though the fan's been up high. But yeah, if there's any extra noise coming through the microphone in the background, I'm really sorry. We've put the cooler on. The two cats were looking so hot because it's still 30 degrees outside. So I'm really sorry if there's a little bit of extra noise. It's just the cooler kicking in to bring the temperature inside the house down, because it's just going up. So you're having your Roxanne's way of lying spread out as low as you can on the floor, looking like she's actually trying to melt. Okay. I might. Shadow card, Liliana. Yeah, we've got another 3 or 4 days of this till Saturday. 40 degrees nearly every day till the weekend. Is the Six of Swords. And we've had this come up before. It is, we know it's the card of victory. It's the journey. It's going from troubled waters to calm. It's the depth, but it's also the thoughts and logic and what's going through our head. So sometimes the journey is actually in our mind, and it's that journey we travel with our thoughts. For some, it is the journey of astral travel. For some, it is the journey of where I need to go, and it's them planning out what is happening in their life. I have this card in the deck. It is the blank card in the Marchetti deck. I leave it in for a reason. Although it's there as a spare card, I use it like the blank rune. And I use it to say, when this card comes up, it's telling you that there is a blank slate of unlimited opportunities. There is a new start. There is an unknowing ahead of you that you do not have any information on yet, because that future is yet to be written. The information is yet to come. That journey has started, but the destination has not yet been set. So this is the full, complete 78 card deck of possibilities rolled into one card. This is the ability for you to write your own future, to fill that blank card with whatever it is you want to give. Now, in all the times I've used this deck, this is the first time the blank card has come up. So that is very prophetic. That is saying that for you, the journey of the mind is taking you into the unknown, and for yet the destination is unclear. The reason and rationale is unclear, because as yet You have not written the story. Your mind has the thoughts, but it has not yet become the storyline with a destination. The universe is giving you a blank check. This is the beginning, the middle, and the ending that you wish to write. The time is now. The time for you to travel with your mind has come. For you, this is the never-ending story for you to write. The masks are for you to decide who shall wear the mask, what mask shall they be, what title role will they have, or will there be no others? And this will be your journey from one mask to the other, unmasking the past to reveal the future the way you wish it to be written. This is your story. This is your drama. This is your script. This is your blank sheet with you to fill whatever it is you feel this journey needs to take you. Every word written, every thought, every word spoken is one that you will write for yourself. No one else has control of this. That is the theme for your general reading. There is no limit. This is limitless. This is the universe giving you a blank sheet of paper to write your future on. The Ten of Swords, don't let that be the story. Put that in the past. Lay that mask of burden down. Those thoughts will not help you write your story. They are the thoughts of the past. Eliminate them. You cannot move on if you allow the words and the burdens of the past to buckle you under. Don't bow to the past. The Chariot awaits you for your journey. You've had the boat with the water. You've had the wheels to go on the road. However you take your journey, it doesn't matter, you're going forward. It is the journey that is the key. The emotions. You have the Five of Cups. What is spilt and what is gone before, that is done. That is the past. Let it go. Like the Ten of Swords. Lovely London, glad you're back. Those cups, they will not help you. The ones up here, they will take you higher. Look to the future. Look to the castle in the sky, the journey. Where is the end? Where does your story go? Where is it taking you? These ones here, the pillars, rise up from the past, go through the pillars, take your place in the sky, because that is where the dreams take you. Do not allow the blank sheet to be full of the past. It will hold you back. You will not begin your journey. You will stay anchored in the boat. to the past. The Empress, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, abundance, all of this can be written into your story. Looking down at the earth, everything, the world is at your feet. The harvest, the bounty, the abundance is all there, in your hands. The Empress, we are talking about the threes tonight. The Empress, the Mother, the Holy Mother, every single thing, Mother Earth. This abundance is yours for the taking. It is yours to write into your story. The past, the devil. Do not let the past drag you back. Do not let the past be what is written on the blank sheet in your story. You cannot move forward if you live and allow the thoughts of the past to not allow you to travel the chariot, the road to the future. That key is locking you to the past. This is your future. The movement is your future. The Two of Cups, the relationship, the divine love, the self-love, that is your future. The battles of the past are not to be written into your story. The battles you are having, they will not take you forward. The Empress is giving you the abundance. The Chariot is giving you the movement. The Two of Cups is giving you the union. The High Priestess is giving you the ability to look within, to write your story. There is nothing in the past that is going to help you write the story. Looking back is not the start of your story. That has been underlined and drawn. It is now the past. It is no longer part of your present. It will no longer affect your future. You must write on the blank slate. That card, it is giving you the chance to rewrite your story now. Do not waste the opportunity by bringing the past with you, taking it forward and letting it overshadow your story. That is not for you anymore. The Lovers, the mature woman, the high honor. When we seek true love and true union as a mature woman, we are looking for a man of high honor. Not a man who will give us the world, but a man who will respect we are the world, that we are the Empress, we have the abundance, we have the love to give, we are the High Priestess. Within and without, we create high honor because of who we are. loving us is loving the earth and loving all that we are. Because as a mature woman, we have learnt from our mistakes, our experiences. We have learnt to put them behind. And we have learnt from the phases of the moon and the high priestess that when we lift the veil and we look within and we understand that the passing of time and the flow of the seasons and of the moon and of the earth, that we write our story the way we're meant to live it. The blank sheet is now yours to fill. The cards are telling you the past is no longer relevant. The present, you have the opportunity to write your future. The High Priestess and Gaia and the Moon are telling you, now is the time. Look within, create what it is you want, and the abundance will be there. Your journey is of self-love. It is of understanding who you are, who you have grown into, and realizing that your life is now for you to write. Your story is for you to tell. Your future is whatever you want to make it. Okay? Pretty powerful cards for you tonight. Very powerful cards. Your thoughts come from my heart space with unconditional love. They will be in alignment and trust in you. It matches exactly what's going on now, and you will give me the info I needed. I have to get rid of the old energies, absolutely. You have to lay them to rest now. You absolutely do. You have to lay them to rest now. I'm glad that resonated with you. And you picked the right card, because that's the only card, this is the only deck that has the blank one in. As I said, that's the first time I've used it, in all the time I've had it, that the blank card has come out. Amazing reading, love, from the best reader. You're utterly fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I read the cards and the messages that come through. I just know what comes through to me to tell you. That's all I can do. All I can do. And very quickly, before we finish, because we've actually finished with the readings. I've read everybody who wanted a reading. But we talked about the threes, and the threes have come up tonight, and you had the Empress. But the threes also, people say, but the queens aren't threes. No, they're not. But on the Tree of Life, on the third Sephiroth, called Bina, which is understanding, you are gifted 100%. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. As I've told you before, I don't see myself as psychic, intuitive. empathetic. I know, they say, if they say you're not psychic, then you'll never be psychic. If you say you're psychic, maybe things will happen. I don't know. But maybe I have a gift to read deeply the cards. But, I know when I read from my heart. I really do. And I ask for the highest possible messages that come through. And they might be free readings, but I don't give any less when I read here for free readings than I do for someone who pays me $100 or $300 or $400 when I do big readings. It doesn't make any difference. Hello, Linking, thank you for the follow. Very quickly, as I said, we're talking about the Queens on the number 3 for the Bina, which is understanding, and it is the third sephira in the supernal triangle. And the 3 queens are there because they are considered to be the mothers of the suits. Like the Empress is the mother of the tarot. Bina is the womb of form. Keta is the point of the thought. Chokmah is the force to bring something into being. But it is not until Chokmah and Bina join together to make force into form that something is birthed. And that idea from Keta, the idea with the force of action from Chokmah, with the wisdom and the understanding of Bina to bring force into form, that something is actually created. And from that, he represents the kings in tarot in 2s. He represents wisdom, absolutely. Keta is the crown, Chokmah is the wisdom. And the kings are in Chokmah for the Divine Father and the kings. And the queens are in Bina, the 3s, for the queens and the Divine Mother. And the queens are the birthing of the new. They bring it into form. It is why the queens are in 3, because they are considered the mother of the suit. And often, as in the minor 3s, the 3s of the pentacles, the wands and the cups are considered more positive. The swords are considered harsher. The 3 of swords is considered harsher because it tends to be seen as broken-hearted and broken relationships. The Queen of Swords is considered cold and harsher because the sword suit is seen as the suit of harshness and difficulties with fighting and squabbling and the hurt and pain of the swords digging in. But we have to remember the swords are our mind, they're our thoughts. It's not physical. It may feel it, but it's not physical. And what the swords do is they give us the chance to use the sword to cut out that which no longer serves, to start afresh, to allow the emotion to come in, to allow the action to take place, and to allow the resources and the pentacles to take form. So although the queens aren't a 3, like the majors we had of the Empress and the Hanged Man and the World, because they come down to a 3 in numerology, and the 3 of the minor suits as in the numerology, but the queens are the 3s on the tree of life because they represent the birth, the understanding and the new form. They also, where the kings and the 2s are an unfettered force, they are on the pillar of mercy because there is nothing stopping them. But the queens are on the pillar of severity because they bring the order of form, and form constrains. It's like when we have a cup. The liquid in the cup would go everywhere if it were not for the form of the cup. The queens bring form, they bring order, they bring restriction. Hence why they are on the pillar of severity and not on the pillar of mercy, which would seem a more mothering, nurturing quality for them to be on the opposite pillar. But that is why the queens are on the pillar of severity. So I know many of you are not following Kabbalah, some of you are learning, but the whole point of when I do these readings is for those of you who come back week after week, some of you are learning the tarot, and for those that aren't, it's to allow you to, when you see cards, maybe look at them in a slightly different light, and to understand that every card has more than one level of meaning. And that's why we call the cards multivalent. There are many symbols, there are many meanings, and the same card can come out every single time in a reading for each different person and can be interpreted in a different manner because of not only the card, the symbols, but the multivalence of the meanings, but how it is tied into the other cards around it, and the question, whether it be love, business, finance, career, relationships, a general reading. And that's what people find very hard to understand about tarot, is how there isn't just one meaning per card. There isn't just one keyword. There might be a word that helps us trigger those understandings, but every card is like these dice. They're multifaceted. Tarot cards are multifaceted. They're multivalent. They have multiple layers of meaning based on the card, the suit, the numerology, the astrology, the colours, the design, the nuance, the attributes, from Kabbalah to astrology to numerology to so many other things, to runes, to the Hebrew letters. This is where my name, Tarot, DNA comes from. It is the design, the nuance and the attributes of every single card. The design of the card changes from each person. All of these cards are by one creator, Ciro Marchetti, but the design of every single one of those cards is different. There might be something you can say, I understand that theme. This is the DNA. If they were a family, you would see similar traits in a family. And the creator, when I talk about DNA and I talk about the design, the nuance and the attributes, they're the 3 keys. But in genetics, there are 4 keys. And the 4th key is the creator. His vision of what he saw. He is the 4th unit that makes up the strand of DNA. The first one is all of this, the design, the nuance and the attributes, and the creator. The actual DNA, the deoxyribonucleic acid for DNA, and the attributes to Kabbalah and the 22 letters of the alphabet and the 22 tarot cards relates to the 22 amino acids in DNA. And that is what will be going, and the areas I talk about that I do my further research into, because I studied genetics at university. So I understand genetics at a different level. And I combine it with my tarot and my understanding of Kabbalah. And that is why I am Tarot DNA. Because DNA is exactly how every card and how every reading works, because the differences that you can get in the DNA from one person and the attributes from family members make them all individually unique. Every card is individually unique. The design of every card is unique. The nuances in the card is unique. The attributes are unique. They might seem similar across every deck, but actually they are unique. They are like the DNA fingerprint. That is how I read. Some people tell me I read differently to other readers because I read the DNA of every card. Because I understand genetics and I read this system because this is the system I have created with tarot and the DNA structure of the DNA helix and the two strands of the helix. And the first is what I teach in classes of the normal. The second strand, the true tarot DNA, will be advanced classes that I hope, maybe not next year in 2020, but in the years to come, I hope to write and do podcasts and classes on the DNA of the tarot and the tarot DNA system that I have created. Tarot DNA is not just a catchphrase. Tarot DNA is how I read. Literally, I read the DNA of the tarot card. All the combinations of all the family of cards. That's a deep perspective. I thought the name tarot DNA from the expression that tarot runs in your blood. It kind of does, because I've done it since the age of 15. It's surprising though, because when I first got into the Thoth deck and saw the death card, it seemed to me that I saw DNA forming in the background. There are some people who will use DNA from that, because there's quite a few people who say, I read a very unique way. My reading is your DNA. I say it because I actually made it in genetics, and thank you for sharing. I'm definitely unique. I was actually tied with another young lass, and if you read my bio, it tells you I actually have a genetic disorder. It's called Sherman's disease, and I stopped growing at the age of 10, hence why I'm 143.25 centimetres, 145 on my licence, because if I hadn't put that on my licence, they'd have made me had an adapted car because I'd have been a dwarf. But I am actually officially a little person because I'm under 4'10". But I stopped growing because I had Sherman's disease, and I have a unique structure on my spine where I have rose thorns, which is the unique signature in my DNA that shows up as the rose thorns on my spine to show that I have Sherman's disease. And like every gene, it has an on and off switch. My switch makes me short. The flip side makes you tall. My genetics professor also had Sherman's disease, and he was 6'11". His bones didn't stop growing, and they were still growing. He was still going taller. I'm curious to know how epigenetics would relate with tarot. I haven't looked into that. It would be very interesting. So when I put my hand up and said, and he said I put my hand up and I said, I am the flip side to you. I also have Sherman's disease and I stopped growing at 10. And we went up on stage and took a photo, and I wish I had a copy of it. But we were the two living proof of the genetics of how a genetic gene is turned on or off. And it was something I wanted to do my honours in, and there was, we're actually going to have to do further, and there was a scholarship. And a girlfriend of mine, we were both up for it because we both were scoring very highly, but her family had Huntington's, which is through the family. And I stepped down so that she could actually take the scholarship, because for her understanding, it would help her whole family. For me, it was just me. None of the other rest of my family have it. So that is why I'm interested in Kabbalah. That is why I love tarot. And that is why I am proud to call myself and believe that when I say my system, Tarot DNA, is unique, it's because I'm uniquely qualified to create the Tarot DNA system of my understanding of genetics, of someone who has a genetic disorder, and I understand the difference in how DNA structure can change who you are, totally, physically, and everything about you. The same as a tarot DNA reading can change people's lives in a very profound way. And I take what I do very seriously, because tarot DNA is more than a system. It is something I believe in greatly. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being part of the Tarot DNA family, because all of you are unique in exactly your own way, the same as the cards. Thank you very much. Lovely having you all here tonight. And as we go through the numbers and different things, we will do a little bit more. So I'm going to thank you for sharing your gifts. Thank you, Heather. It's I don't know any other way to read. It's something that I've done myself. Thank you so much. Really inspiring. I really appreciate that, Liliana. It means a great deal to me. And it's been lovely to see everybody today. Really appreciate it. And I want to thank you for everybody who follows me. It really makes a difference. It really does. It supports me in so many ways. And I know some people have been kind enough and they've donated. Others have asked me if I'm going to do the stream gifts, which I would like to do. Yes, thanks for sharing your knowledge. There's so much depth in tarot that I never knew about. There is an incredible amount. Some of it is very complex, so I touch on it briefly because it is. Thank you for sharing with us, Pam Caprice. You're more than welcome. It is very much what I enjoy doing. As I've said, I'm very fortunate to come from a line of Menses, as are both my children. And we love to study and use our intellect. And this is how I use mine. I've studied, I've researched, but I like to break new ground. It's something I like to do. So it is a theory that has been out there and there's been some things written on it. And I expand on those and then take it a little bit further. But that will all come more to light in the future. As Liliana has her blank page, I had mine given to me a long time ago, and this is me writing my story, Tarot DNA style, with a very unique twist. So thank you, love you all, really appreciate you being in the channel. I will be back as usual, and for those of you that can join, depending on time zones, I really appreciate it. For those that can't, I'll see you when we hit your time zone. Oh, I love you too, Lun Lun. And let us know how the present hunting goes for your sister, your twin, and how the theme park goes. Okay? Take care. Have a lovely week. Lots of love to both. Yeah, Anna, you all know I couldn't do this without Anna. Anna is my rock, my technical guru, and she has spoiled me by buying me a stream deck, the light that you saw on, and a green screen, so that in the new year I'm taking over her 2-year-old computer to update the 15-year-old one I'm using with a new Brio camera, so that we can have an even better stream with the new cards that are coming and the tarot banner from Ciro Marchetti. We just have to figure out how we're going to change everything, the furniture around, so that'll be fun. We haven't quite decided yet, but we'll get there. So good night, God bless. And as Marcus Katz from Terra Professional says, may a full deck of possibilities await you in your future. Good night. I'm going to end the stream because Anna's streaming in the morning. Good night, everyone. And I hope it warms up where you are and cools down where we are. Look forward to those changes. Yeah, we know there will be change. See you on Thursday. Absolutely. Bye, everyone. Take care. Good night. God bless. Love you all. Ending the stream now. Bye. Want to stop the stream? We sure do.